Alright, today we are taking a look at the Losi Baja Ray now that it's got all of the upgrades and modifications done to it, and I'm really happy with the way this truck turned out. So I'm going to go ahead and start off in the back. What we got here is some GPM aluminum arms, GPM lower and upper front link mounts. We got some GPM metal links and a GPM link mount here on the rear pumpkin. As I stated before, I did a little bit of custom paint here. I also made some custom carbon fiber panels to go here and some carbon fiber panels that go on the door and in this little gap below the door. Also went ahead and put in some silicone window nets just for a little added realism. And here in the back I've also got the Hot Racing rear shock mounts and Hot Racing big bore shocks. First time I ran this truck, I didn't have the panels in, I didn't have this, and I did run around in my front yard and there's a lot of leaves out there, and what I noticed when I got the truck back here into the shop area was that the inside area was packed. I mean, it was just packed with stuff. It was actually quite surprising at how many leaves and twigs and pieces of grass managed to make its way inside of that area. So that kind of led me to want to do something with the side. And give a shout out to Double Clutch Productions RC channel. I highly suggest, if you like trophy trucks and you like trophy truck builds, head on over and check out some of the builds he's done. They're absolutely astounding. He does amazing work. That is where I got the idea for the carbon fiber panels here. So now up here in the front of the truck, I did cut out some space here in these vertical plastic panels, and I went ahead and put some stainless steel mesh in there. I also bent up a piece of stainless steel mesh that I attached to the cage up in the front. I'm trying to let a little bit more cool air go in to the trunk to help keep the motor cool, and also putting this in here to try and help keep some of the debris out. I did notice the first time I ran the truck that there was an awful lot of debris that got inside the cage, so just a little bit of work to try and fill up some of the major open space that was there. So now up front, I originally went with some GPM aluminum arms, but what I found is that they actually limited the front travel. The little ball ends that go in the very ends, they wouldn't get enough angle to allow the suspension to drop all the way down and get the full amount of travel out of the arms. So I went ahead and got myself some RPM arms, put those in, bam, everything works great, everything is wonderful. So I'm going to end up running the RPM arms, which, hey, they're really pretty good. RPM makes great products. So some of the other upgrades that I did in the front is up here, you can't really see it, but I've got the Hot Racing servo mount. I've got a ProTech high-speed servo in here. I've got the Hot Racing servo linkage and everything there. GPM aluminum steering links here. We got the Losi aluminum shock tower. Also the Hot Racing big bore shocks up here. And I also went with the RPM front bumper. Now the front bumper also has this really cool extended skid plate on it, which is nice. That's all the under the body stuff that I've done in order to add a little bit more toughness and rigidity into the suspension, but also to add some of the extra looks and scale stuff that I also wanted to do to this truck. On top of that, I also made a small cutout in the back of the grill on the front, and I installed an LED that is there in the back. All right, so I've got the body panels back on the Baja Ray. I got this thing looking good. got those window nets in there. We can also now see how that meshed in panel looks behind the front wheels, like how that turned out. I'm going to go ahead and turn the power on so you'll be able to see what that light bar looks like behind the front grille. Like the way that turned out. Just adds a nice little bit of extra light and a little bit of extra scale realism. Now overall, I think the truck turned out looking pretty good. Really happy with all the upgrades now, especially now with the front suspension and those RPM arms giving the right amount of suspension travel. The stance of the truck pretty much where I want it when it's in just a resting static position. I've got it sitting nice and low, but you can see tons of rear travel, tons of front travel. Everything worked out really nice. All the upgrades are working really nice. A couple more little scale details we're going to add in here. But now it's pretty much just ready to take this thing out in the front yard and get to ripping with it. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. I really appreciate the support for the channel. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and also check that bell to get notifications when new videos comes out. We'll see you again next time.